Shabbat Shalom. I can't picture, can't see it. No one's talking.
Irene, can you hear me now? Irene, can you hear me?
I can hear
Can't
you.
hear you. She's not
Okay,
here.
can you hear me?
Yes.
No,
Okay, because I'm talking to you on my phone. We're setting up the new computer and for some reason it's not, I can hear you on the computer, but you can't hear us. And we can't figure out how to get the microphone to work. So I'm using my phone so that I can communicate, but Dick's on the other room with the new computer.
Carol,
Yeah,
click down next to the microphone with a little arrow. Down the,
okay, hold on. I gotta take you into the other room.
okay.
Dick,
Speaker.
click down next to the microphone.
There's a little arrow. Click on that.
Yeah.
See where it says audio settings? On that drop down screen, it says audio settings, the bottom one. Still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
He can hear you and I'm trying to translate, but I
Okay,
get this feedback in the room. I'll
When you
try some
clicked on that little
process.
arrow next to the microphone, you should get a drop down menu.
Drop down menu next to the
Audio
microphone.
settings at the bottom of that little menu. Click on that.
Well, I clicked on the audio and it pulled up the volume.
I clicked on the audio and it pulled up the audio and the microphone.
All right, now it says microphone. Where's the volume? Where's that set at? Is it down at the, it should be in the middle.
It's a little past.
Yeah,
It's a little past the middle.
It's a little past the middle. And one other thing, where it says on, a little past the middle on microphone, on the microphone volume, it says input level. When you talk, you should see your audio come across on a blue bar across the microphone. Is that happening when you
Okay.
talk?
No.
No,
It's not. What I'll do is I can hit
This
test
is the new
microphone.
computer you just got?
yeah,
Yeah, there's something in your settings on your, I don't think it's on the Zoom part. I think it's in the settings.
on the settings, yeah, I think so
The
too.
settings from your computer, the microphone.
I think if we shut the microphone off on the computer and use just the microphone on my phone, will that work or will that still give us feedback?
It shouldn't give you feedback if the other microphone isn't working.
Okay, let's try it. Dick, shut that microphone off.
Eddie, if you know anybody who's good at computers,
I can't hear you. Mute that. Mute this one.
Yeah, yes, Dick, my son.
Yeah, I know, my son too, but they're not here.
Yeah, I know, well, you know, it's my,
is it for hire?
it's gonna, that's what
Okay.
he does.
Did you mute that? Okay, he muted?
Okay,
No, it's not working.
okay, you're getting feedback.
I know, I'm getting feedback. I'm not gonna be able to use,
Then,
I'm not gonna be able to use my phone to
well,
communicate with anybody.
Turn your speaker down on your,
On my phone or on
on the computer. Turn
the
this,
computer? Can you turn the speaker off
or
or down?
try clicking on the microphone.
Well, I've got the microphone clicked off.
Yeah, but he's got the microphone clicked off. No, you just muted it. You have to go on, where you see the picture, bring it all the way down to the left. Slide the thing down to the end. I'm ready to commit Harry Carey. This is getting to be ridiculous.
trying to get a computer set up.
Okay, can you, okay, I just turned my phone back on.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, but that's on my phone. If I bring my phone into where the computer is, just gets feedback.
Then you should.
Hold on. Dick, did you slide this thing all the way down to the end?
Also, I shut the microphone off on your computer. I mean, not the microphone, the speaker. Just work off the audio.
Yeah, shut the speaker off on the computer.
Well, that's on you.
No, I said on the computer, not on my phone. Can you shut the speaker off there?
No. It's cold out.
Oh, Irene, while I have you on the phone not doing anything, can I ask you a quick question?
Why don't you take the cat down?
She wants to talk to you.
Irene,
Cat down, yeah.
quick question. My granddaughter called me earlier. She and her cousin, they're both 11. They want to make recipes for Passover. Is coconut flour or almond flour, Pesach?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, Sandy, ask Sandy. Sandy knows.
I wish I did.
Sandy,
Rabbi,
Ask.
Hi,
Okay, Rabbi
Eileen.
will know.
anybody here who knows? Anybody? I can't see who's
I
on.
would think it would be, Carol.
I would think so too, because if it's gluten-free, that means it's wheat-free, which would mean it's Pesach, right?
Oh, there's Barbara. Oh, there's Esther. Ask them too.
Esther, is coconut flour or almond flour kosher for Passover?
I don't know, but I would think it would be.
Okay.
We take
Anybody
out
else
the
on? Is Debbie
coconuts.
Pransky on yet? Or Lila? Or Ellen, anybody?
Let's take a poll later.
I can't see who's on, and I can't see on my phone who's on, and I can't go in the other room because it gets feedback.
Carol, look at a label and see if it says.
I don't have it. My granddaughter's calling and asking me. I don't have any of that. I have to go to the store and look for it.
So go to the store and look for it.
I know, but I was hoping to get an easier answer tonight.
No, but saving steps.
Ask the rabbi.
ask the rabbi, yes.
Okay. Is
I mean,
Ask
I-
somebody on yet?
Google
He's
it.
here.
I could do that. Do you think Google knows?
Google
Sure.
knows a lot.
It's gonna depend on the brand. You know, if they care, a brand may or may not have a Pesach hechsher.
There is almond flour for Passover. Just check Google.
He write
Okay.
it down.
I will. I'll do that.
I just checked Google and there
What
is,
question are you looking for?
I just checked Google.
And what did it say?
It said there is almond flour kosher for Passover.
Yeah,
But in
where is it,
general-
though?
Now find it.
Yeah,
What about
Carol,
coconut?
now
What about
find
coconut?
it.
In general,
What
Carol.
about coconut flour?
Not all the certifying agencies are certifying it.
So
Almond
it's
is
still, so it would still need the
Gray
Hefsher.
area.
So it would still need the Hefsher on it, basically, is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that answers the question. Okay, thank you.
Irene, how you feeling?
Irene,
Irene?
she's feeling well, but she just walked out of the room. Irene,
Oh, okay.
Sandy,
all
how's
better?
your husband? Sandy, how's your husband doing?
He's better, thank you. He's right here.
Right here, Harold, how are you?
Okay.
Yeah, he's better. It's taking
Carol,
a
I was
while.
gonna tell you the coconut, you just gotta take
All
the
right,
coconut.
now I'll do the video.
No, I don't want the coconut. The girls are calling me, asking me, they want to make something for Passover. So they
So
asked
if
me
you
if
take the
coconut flour
coconuts
or
out,
almond flour are kosher.
Passover.
I don't know. I don't use that stuff.
Now, you have
Harold,
to
did you
check
call the
Hexa's
butchery?
on this. It's not everybody is.
I-
Hi, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, Gail. Hey.
Come on back.
Irene, how you feeling?
I'm all better.
Oh, good. That took a while.
Huh?
Yeah, 4 days. I needed to nap in the afternoon. I've never done that before.
Wow. Well, glad you're
But I'm
better.
fine.
Did you
I'm
get my
fine now.
message?
Bring your tissue.
What?
Did you get my message?
Where,
My
which one?
email. I sent you an email.
she sent you.
Oh, you
an
did
email.
when?
I don't know, a couple days after.
Oh,
Oh,
Sleep.
Don't worry
I said, I
about it.
hope you feel better.
Hello,
And
everybody.
I said about
Hello,
the.
Rabbi.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Fabulous.
Rabbi, I have a question of the ages.
Okay. Before you ask your question, I just wanted to point out to everybody that this is our 52nd Friday night since March 13th. I believe it's what's the announcer's name for the Red Sox on the radio?
Kurt Gowdy?
Not Jerry Remy, for radio.
Kurt Gowdy.
No, radio. The new guy.
The new guy, I don't know.
Brian, is it Brian? No.
Oh, come on. What's his name? I know his name.
What's the one on the radio?
Anyway, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Yeah, so you wanted to ask a question?
Yes, my granddaughter, 11 years old, was talking to her cousin, 11 years old also.
Yeah.
And they want to know if coconut flour or almond flour are kosher for Passover.
Well, coconut flour would be kosher for Passover if you had a kosher hechsher on it.
So it still needs the hechsher.
Well, because of the processing and
Okay,
and
that's
anything
kinda
that's
what I-
processed, coconut could be, kosher for Pesach. So
Right.
anything that's processed, and that would
Right.
have to be, and it's gluten-free, by the way.
I know, that's the other
coconut.
thing too.
So, I know this from, I guess a couple of our relatives eat gluten-free as well. So that's why I've heard this before, but you can buy kosher for Passover coconut flour, but I don't know where you're going to get it. You could probably find it.
I don't need.
You can probably find it. If you can't get it, at one of the local stores, and you can find it online and have it shipped.
Well, they must have seen it somewhere because I don't think they would know to ask about it. So they must have seen it.
Yeah, it's available. I'm sure it is. I've heard about it.
OU is certifying it, Rabbi.
Right. Okay. So,
Not all
it
the-
just needs the
not
it just needs the hechsher on it.
I'm
Okay,
sorry. What was that, Alan? What were you saying, Alan?
OU is certifying it, but not everybody is. There's a big argument going on.
Well, yeah, but as long as OU is certifying it, and as long as you can
Right.
buy it with a
Right.
kosher for Passover certificate,
Right.
we're conservative, and as long as it doesn't have a K, if it has a K, we don't go by that. But if it's got a
Right.
hechsher on it and it says kosher for Pesach, then it's available.
Chances
Okay.
are
Okay.
good that
I
it
kind of
is.
thought that, but I just wanted to confirm because I said that I would find out. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Chances are good that you'll be able to get it at the butchery in Brookline.
Of course, you have to
Probably.
remember, anytime you purchase any products that are processed, you
Mhm.
have to make sure that they're processed kosher LePesach, because
Right.
they can be made on machines or processing
Right.
equipment that is chumetz
Right.
stick. So
Yeah.
you want to be careful for that.
I mean, they're more adventurous in their cooking than I am. I stick to the basics.
Sounds good.
We'll
Sounds
find
good.
out.
Anyway, good to see everybody tonight. It's gotten quiet all of a sudden. Where's your new computer?
Well, Dick is working on it because we can hear you, but you won't be able to hear us on the computer. And I'm in the other room talking on my phone because if I go in there with the phone, there's feedback.
Of course, you can't have two computers on in the same
Of
house.
course not. So I'm in the other
Shalom,
room and
Rabbi
he's in one
Bernie.
room. I'm having a wonderful time with this computer business, I have to tell you.
Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom.
Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom to everybody.
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat
Rabbi.
shalom.
everyone.
As my kids would say, Shabbat shalom to Biba. Shabbat shalom to Mommy. And we go
Yeah,
through the
we
whole
miss
family.
them.
We
Yeah.
do miss
Rabbi,
them.
did you see this? This is our 52nd Friday night.
Friday night. Wow.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't. Somebody asked me once, how long do you think we'll be wearing masks? And I said, 3 months, 4 months. He
2
says,
weeks.
I think a year.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
A
2
year.
weeks. No, maybe a little longer, huh?
I feel naked without it.
Yeah.
Ken
Like wearing
Coleman.
underwear.
No, not Ken Coleman. Is it Ken Coleman? No, the new
Johnny
guy.
Pesky.
Retired.
No, it's not Johnny Pesky. Who's the announcer for the Red Sox on the radio now? It's not Ken Coleman. Ken
Jim
Coleman.
Lomborg.
No,
Jim Lomborg.
Jim Longborg. I mean, come on, you're really old.
I'm not a baseball
lady,
fan, though.
Oh my God, it's terrible. I'm forgetting the name of the person.
Yes, actually,
Don't
Yes,
kill Leon.
That's it.
Yes.
Castiglione, Joe Castiglione. Can you believe it? That's the one.
You
Joe
have to
Castiglione.
Google it if you don't know the answer.
Well, I don't play those games anyway.
I asked Siri, she gave me the last score of the game.
There you go. Is Paula on tonight?
I am on tonight. Shabbat Shalom.
Do your
Shabbat
thing,
Shalom.
Paula.
And today it is Friday, March 5th, 8 p.m. As you said, Rabbi, the 52nd week,
So 52nd Friday.
52nd Friday. Stand corrected.
Next week will be the 1 year.
Okay, there you go.
Here's the kitty cat.
Can you believe it?
Who is that?
All right, let's ask everybody to mute their microphones. This Rabbi Bernie will do for the 52nd time since we began on Zoom. He'll bim bum for us or die. One of those two. He'll
One
do
of
the
those,
one.
yeah. Well, for me, it's 51 weeks. I missed a week.
You did. You did. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You did. Only one Friday night, though.
Yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 bim bum bim 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 bum bim 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 bum
Bum bum.
Bim bum bim 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 bum bim 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 bum
Malacha hayam.
la 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 la. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Yes, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Hey, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, yes, Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Bim bum, bim bum, bum bum. Rabbi, can you believe this is the 52nd week on Zoom for Temple Ner Tamid?
It's hard to believe, really, honestly, it really is to grasp a full year and a week.
It's just amazing, right?
Yeah,
But the good news about that is that we all, I think we all got a little bit closer, even though we were not physically together. I think everybody got a little bit closer. And although we're looking forward to the real hugs and the real opportunities to nosh together and do Ongei Shabbat, get together for an oneg afterwards and a kiddush luncheon. Boy, Lila and Mimi, they're getting away with, they're getting away. I'm telling you, Pransky told us he's going to give us a kiddush luncheon like we've never seen before. I'm talking about mega prime rib. and he's got the thumbs up. He's all for it. All right, let's do any good news? Anyone good news?
Yeah, our twins in California, Allison and Jack, celebrated their 10th birthday yesterday.
Hey.
And we were able they talked to us on Alexa's device. So
don't say that word. Don't say that word. Everybody's house.
Oh. Why shouldn't I say that word?
Oh, I'm kidding. Everybody's got it in their house now. You say that she buys things.
She'll go off on everybody's house. Oh, yeah. Okay, got it.
No, that's Mazel Tov too. That's wonderful. 10 years old. That's awesome. Who's next?
Leila is next.
Yeah, I have good news. Steve is celebrating his birthday on Sunday.
You are? Is that because your birthday's on Sunday? Is that why you're celebrating it on Sunday?
That's his birthday.
It just happened almost a year now.
It's been almost a year since you celebrated your birthday. Happy, healthy birthday to you on Sunday.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you, everyone.
Who else has some good news?
I got my second shot on Monday.
Congratulations.
It's a good feeling.
Anita, don't raise your hand, just speak.
Okay, we had the honor of celebrating our middle son's 50th birthday this week. Our middle one.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
Mazel, mazel. That's great.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, today would have been my parents' 71st wedding anniversary. But since my dad passed away 40 years ago, my mom didn't want to hear anything about it. So anyways.
She didn't want to hear about it, but the day still exists. So it still is the anniversary. So
it is. So
yeah.
It's still in my mind anyways.
Absolutely. No, it's a day we never forget. So that's nice. Anybody else with some good news?
So I think it's a wonderful thing that the teachers are now going to be able to be vaccinated. So
That's good news.
someone made a good decision.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Arlene, did you become a teacher this week?
Arlene, who, me?
Yeah.
This week?
Yeah, we'll get you a job. You can be a teacher and we'll get you vaccinated.
I was a teacher. I was vaccinated and I was a teacher since 19. No.
Yeah, see? So you deserve to get your shot. There you go.
Same as Esther.
Esther, that's right. Arlene, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Who else has some good news for us?
Well, it looks like it's my turn. So it rained again in Israel this week. Not a lot, but they had some showers here, there, and everywhere in Israel. And I still haven't heard anything on the Kinneret, but I'm hoping, I think maybe this coming week, especially as the snow mounts on Mount Hermon. There's some great pictures, by the way, going out. Israel has their own ski slope with a ski lift and everything. Mount Hermon, which is right at the top of the country on the Syrian border, also has an army base up there.
Right.
And they've had quite a bit of snow, and they've been skiing pretty generally up there. But as that snow melts, the Kinneret that flows down into the Kinneret, and that's probably when they'll open the. And we'll let you know when that happens.
Okay, good. I see other good news. I see Al Newman's microphone is open, and he doesn't sound like Alvin. Yes, he does. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Right. I think he's doing it on purpose.
Maybe. I think he
I'm
is.
just kidding.
Al, you really do sound like Alvin again tonight. You do.
I know so well.
I have to play it back for him. I don't think he believes me.
He's got to clear that up before next month's club Shabbat next week.
He does. Well, sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. He has to reboot. But oh, I'm sorry. I thought it wasn't happening because it used to happen before he spoke. But oh well.
Maybe it depends what he's drinking.
I guess whatever it is. Maybe he's got that. What do you call it? Helium. He's inhaling helium. Anybody else with some good news before we go on? Okay, then let's close everybody's mics. Let's ask everybody to mute. And, Rabbi, I think we should probably start out tonight with Shalom Aleichem, but I don't know. It's up to you. You think that's a good place for us to begin?
I think it's very traditional and a beautiful place to start.
Then let's begin with Shalom Aleichem, page 13, for those of you that have a Siddur.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Balachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Teidchem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Yom. Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And as you join us together in your home sanctuaries, your safety of your homes, you can read with us, of course, with mics muted, please, the Sabbath Hamalkah at the bottom in the English. The sun on the treetops no longer is seen. Come, let us welcome Shabbat, the true queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her God's angels of peace and of rest. Come now, dear queen, with us abide. Come now, come now. Shabbat, our bride. Shalom Aleichem, angels of peace. Yedid Nefesh, page 14.
Yedid nefesh avarachaman mishach avdach el ritzonach yarutz avdach kemo ayal yishtachaveh mol adarach yerav lo yedidutach minofet suf v'chol tam. Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die.
And the Sabbath prayer. Dear God, help us now to make this a new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, we seek to touch those we love. After concentration on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world you are creating. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. We reach toward one holy, perfect moment of Shabbat. Kindness, so important to bring every single day. Lechu niranana.
Lechu niranana, lechu niranana, lechu niranana ladonai, lechu niranana, lechu niranana. Lechu niranana ladonai. Naria letzo yeshenu, nikadma fana betoda. Naria letzo yeshenu, bizmira naria lo. Lechu niranana, lechu niranana, lechu niranana ladonai, lechu niranana. Lechu niranana, lechu niranana ladonai. Arba'im shana akut bedor, va'omar am toev levavhem. Vehem lo yedu drachai, Hashem nishpati v'yapi, em yiva'un el menuchati.
And page 16, sing a new song to Adonai. Acclaim Adonai, all people on earth.
Sing to Adonai, proclaim each day God's awesome might, announce to the world God's glory and wonders.
For Adonai is great, deserving of praise. Adonai alone is to be revered as God.
All the gods of the nations are nothingness, but Adonai created the heavens.
Majesty and might accompany God's splendor and strength adorn God's sanctuary.
Acknowledge Adonai, all families of nations, and acclaim God's majestic power. Acknowledge God's glory and bring him tribute.
Worship Adonai in resplendent reverence. Let the earth tremble in God's presence.
Declare to the world Adonai is sovereign. God has steadied the world, which stands firm, and judges all nations with fairness.
Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let the sea and all it contains exult.
Let field and forest sing for joy. Adonai comes to rule the earth, to rule the world justly, the nations with faithfulness. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, יעלה שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל עצי יער. לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ויאמין באמונתו.
He's Mortal David, page 20, for those of you that choose. This is the appropriate time to be standing, page 20.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, קול אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד הרים, אדוני על מים רבים, קול אדוני בכוח, קול אדוני בהדר, קול אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, ויקידם כמו עגל, לבנון בסיריון כמו ון רעמים, קול אדוני חוצב להבות אש, קול אדוני יחיל מדבר, יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש, קול אדוני יחולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות, ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד. אדוני למבוא ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
And if you're standing, you may be seated as we continue now with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמו וזכו בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באור קומי אורי, אורי, אורי שדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס קטן על כלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
And if you're standing, you may be seated, page 23, the Psalm for Shabbat. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God.
To affirm your love each morning and your faithfulness each night, to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp.
Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation.
How vast your works, Adonai! Your designs are beyond our grasp.
The thoughtless cannot comprehend. The foolish cannot fathom this.
The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever.
Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All the wicked shall crumble.
But me you have greatly exalted. I'm anointed with fragrant oil, and I've seen the downfall of my foes, and I've heard the despair of my attackers.
Righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God.
And they shall bear fruit even in old age, and they shall be ever fresh and fragrant, to proclaim, Adonai is just, my rock, in whom there is no flaw.
As we go 4 lines from the bottom in the Hebrew, Tzadika Tamar.
Tzadika Tamar yefrach, ke'erez bavanom yeskeh, shetolim beveit Adonai, bechatrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Od yenuvun b'seva, Jeshenim b'rananim yeyu lehagid, ki yashar Adonai tzori, v'lo avlat habo.
Adonai Malach.
Edotecha ne'amnu mi'od levet kanava kodesh Adonai liorech yamim.
And now for those of you who are reciting the Mourner's Kaddish for a yortzeit or a loved one, if you would stand and join Rabbi Bernie as he will lead you together slowly in the words of the Mourner's Kaddish.
Yitkadash v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, v'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chaye chon u'v'yomei chon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'mei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei tekutcha berichu la'ela min ko birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran bi'alma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya b'chayim aleinu Gal kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu gal kol Yisrael v'yamru amen.
Amen. And now for the Baraku, the call to worship. If you wish to have your mics open for the response, you may do so, but then right away, please remute your microphones. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Barach le'olam va'ed. As we continue now in the English with Rabbi Bernie, the praised are you.
Praise you, Adonai, our God who rules the universe, your word bringing the evening dusk. You open with wisdom the gates of dawn, design the day with wondrous skill, and set out the succession of seasons, and arrange the stars in the sky according to your will. Adonai Tzevaot, you create day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall forever embrace us. Praise that you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk.
Om avir yom me'vin laila, om avtil ben yom u'ben laila, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Amari Baravim. Avat olam beit Yisrael amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu v'kumeinu נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה ויעבדך תעשה ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו Israel. Again, you may join us for the Shema. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please mute your mics and Rabbi Bernie will continue.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך, בכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
As we continue silently, v'haya'im shamoa.
למען ירבו ימיכם וימי בניכם על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת להם כמהשמיים על הארץ.
As we continue.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית הוריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה בני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך בו כי היום לפני משה זה עליינו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי בנה את יעקב וגולו אומר חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני Goal Yisrael. Again, we'll ask you to join Rabbi Bernie. Mike's muted in the Hashkivenu in the English.
Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace and guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy and shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praise are you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all his people, Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, L'shalom, L'shalom, L'hamidenu Malkeinu, L'chaim, L'chaim, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, V'taknenu b'yetza tova milfanecha, Nehoshieinu leman shemecha, V'hagein b'adeinu, V'haser me'aleinu, Oyev dever b'cherev, V'ra v'yagon, Yaser Satan milfaneinu, Umeyachareinu, Ubitzel kenofecha, Ubitzel kenofecha, Ta'asireinu, Ki el shomreinu, Ki el shomreinu, Umatzilenu, Matzilenu, Ata, Ki el melech hanun v'rachum, Ata, Ushmor tzeitenu, Ovainu, L'chaim u'shalom, Me'ata ve'yad olam, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei sukat shalom aleinu, V'al kol amo Yisrael, V'al kol yoshvei tevel, V'yal Yerushalayim. And now on page 34, if you choose to stand, we do so for Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, L'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti li'olam, oti li'olam, oti li'olam. Bishamru b'nei Yisrael, et HaShabbat la'asod, et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ביעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו
אמן.
אמן. יהי שמי רבא מברך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר וירומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקדושה. בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו
Amen.
Umain, amen. Page 35A or B, your choice if you have a Siddur. If not, follow me. The Amida is silent. We say it softly. We actually say it quietly. You may join me, I'll say it softly. Hebrew, English, or the words in your heart. It is time for personal and private reflection and meditation. ואל הגדול לגיבור ונורא, יום גמל חסים טובים וקנה יעקב וזוכר חסדי אבות ומביא כל הבניהם למשמע ויבם מלך וסיר פגם הקשיים ברוגנה מגן אברהם ובגד שרה. אתה גבר למנה מלחמת עם התחרב ליורשים, יאמה שברוק מנגש מתחיים בחסם מתנתים רחמים רבים סמך נפלים ברפך למתרסרים. ומקיים מנתו לשני אפרים יחמוך בעל גברות עמיד המלאך מרחמימית ומקיים עצמך ישוע ונאמן ותגמתים ברוך למחלים מתים אתה הקדוש ושמך הקדוש. וכששמך יחסה ברוך עיני האל הקדוש, אתה קדשת את יום השביעי לשמך, אתה גלה מעשה שמיים וארץ וברכת מכל הימים וקדשת מכל הזמנים וכן כתוב בתורתך. ויחולו השמיים וארץ וכל זמן ויחללים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכמלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים עד יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכמלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. על אבותינו ירבצלים וקודשנו קודשים באמצעותך ותן חלק בתורתך. שא ביניהם בדבריך ושמחני בשבועתך ודהר לבינו ולבך באמת נחלנו להם גמך ויבוא רצון שבת קודשך ונלך בית ישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך ה' מקדש השבת. וצלנה להם בעמך ישראל לפילותם וישבתה ודל בביתך. ותביא לדם יברך לגבר ברצון הדין ורצון דמין ובדק יצבח עמך ודגזנו ונהנה בשוב כל הציון ברח מברוך ה' מחזה שכנותו לציון מודים אנחנו לך שתבנה עלינו ותנו לעולם בהצלחנו מגן נשינו ותרותו בדור. תודה לך נצבתי לך כדרך חיינים מסורים בידך ויען שדך וחודות לך ויען דסך שבחות עמנו ויען נפותך ותולדך בשבועות אלה בבוקר ובצהריים. הטוב חילו חמך אברהם חיים תילו חמוסתך מעולם קיבים ולך ויעל כולם בפרח ודמם שמך מגן תמיד לנבא וכל החיים ילכסף ולא שמך באמת. ישועתנו ותתן לסל ברוך אדוני הטוב שמך לכהנה להודות. שלום רב וישמך ויעקוש בית אביל תשים לנו. כי אתה המלך אדון לכל השלום בטוב בינך ובתומך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשמך ברוך ה' ברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Beto be'enecha levarech et amecha Yisrael bechol ed ubechol shah bishlomecha. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Now you'll join Rabbi Bernie in the English for the passage after the Amida with mics muted. Please join him, and then we all sing Oseh Shalom again with mics muted. Rabbi?
My God, keep my tongue from evil and my lips from lies, and help me ignore those who would slander me. Let me be humble before all. Open my heart to your Torah, that I may pursue your mitzvot. Frustrate the designs of those who plot evil against me, and make nothing of their schemes. Act for the sake of your compassion, your power, your holiness, and your Torah. Answer my prayer for the deliverance of your people, and may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, my rock and my redeemer. Oseh shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'emru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimaru. Amen.
Amen. May the one who brings peace to his universe bring peace to us, to all the people, Israel, the Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, and all who dwell on God's earth. And we will together say,
Amen.
Amen. And now it's time for the prayer for healing. For those of you who wish to say the name or names of people who you are praying for refuah shlema, for healing. When I stop, you may say the names, and then please remute your microphones when you've completed the names. Remember, you do not have to wait for everyone to say them individually. God can hear us all speaking at once. God is God. He's amazing.
Steve
Arlene-
Traeger.
Arlene
Jim Noble,
Nadi,
Ann Noble,
Catherine Linda Feinstein, Barbara
Arlene
Finn,
Generoso.
Morgan, Linda Morgan,
Steve Ring,
Ryan
Barry
Heyman,
Comack.
Ann Modellaro, Ann Rumpf, Angela Volante, Barbara
Rita
Norman,
Spiegelman,
Peter Patudo,
Stan
Steve
Spiegelman,
Goldberg.
Arlene Generoso.
Al Zimmerman, Juan Barrios, and Tina Hawkins.
Yocheved Bar Chava Fega, Jeff Schultz, Donna Claycomb, Reverend Francisco Tolentino, Fred Jaffe, and Judge Justin Phillips.
Your head is sticking out funny.
And if all names have been mentioned, please remute your microphones, people. Ekol hacholim b'kila kedosha, hakadosh baruch hu yimalei rachamim alehem lahachazikam. V'lorofrotam yishlach lehem eira refuah shemamin yishmai frat hanefesh frat haguf b'tok shechel Yisrael shabbatim melizok or refuah karavo labol hashtag b'gavazman kariv v'nomar amen. May God bring blessing and healing to all those mentioned, all those we know of, those we do not know of, those that we pray for on our personal lists, those who suffer illness within our congregational family. May the Holy One mercifully restore them to health and to vigor, granting them physical and spiritual well-being, together with people everywhere, people we pray for every day who may be ill. Misha Beirach Avotenu Mikor Bracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And now as we turn to page 47, we normally stand for Vayechulu.
Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam. Vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa. Vayishpot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa. Vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayikadesh oto ki bo Shabbat mikol melachto, ki bo Shabbat mikol melachto, asher bara Elohim, asher bara Elohim lasot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon Konei Shamayim va'aretz.
And you may be seated if you're standing.
Magen avod bidvaro, mechaye metim b'ma'amaro, ha'el hakadosh she'en kamohu, hameniach le'amo, v'yom Shabbat kadsho, kivam ratza lehaniach lahem, kivam ratza lehaniach lahem, lefanav navod v'yira v'fachad, v'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid me'on habrachot, el hahodaot Adon Shalom, Mikadesh HaShabbat, Umevarek Shvi, Umeniach B'Kedusha, Liamadush Neoneg, Zecher, Lemase Bereshit. Eloheinu v'layavotenu, ritzevim nuchatenu, Kachenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tekokenu b'toratecha, Sahabenu mituvecha, v'samchenu v'yeshuatecha, v'taheh libenu, v'avdecha be'emet, Ve'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu V'yahava u'ratzon Shabbat kadshecha v'nuchuva Yisrael mikadeshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh Shabbat.
Amen. Yitkaral Yitkara Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamadi brachirotei v'yamachmachotei b'chayechon v'yamechon b'chayechon beit Yisrael b'agalav ezman karivi yamaru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam v'lo me'omaya.
Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitalav v'yitalav shemei kurusha. Richu le'lamin chaberchata v'shirata tushvachata v'nechmata damiram b'yamav v'yamru.
Amen.
Amen. Tekabal slotan avoton d'cha Yisrael kadam avon li v'shmai v'yamru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemai v'chaim aleim v'cha Yisrael v'yamru.
Amen.
Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru.
Amen.
Amen. All right, it's time for Kiddush. Mimi?
Wine's ready. Grapefruit's ready too.
Wine and grape juice all set.
grape
Thank
juice,
you.
yeah, and wine.
Spill this, please.
And I know the mosquito is all set and done. That's great. And we'll ask everybody to keep the mics muted except for Jacob. Where's Jacob?
Hello, Rabbi.
You know what I love about you, Jacob? Well, that's a lot of stuff I love about you, but you keep your word. You told me last week that you would be here tonight for the 52nd week, and you kept your word. Do you know what that means to me?
What?
It means the world to me. That's what it means. When people keep their word, it's amazing. And not only that, I get to hear you do the Kiddush. So everybody's ready for the 52nd time. Take it away.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, bored peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava u'ratzon hinhilanu. Zikra l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah l'mikrayei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'harta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim, Jacob. Jacob, 52 weeks. Can you believe it? As Joe Castiglione would say, huh?
Yeah.
You know who Joe Castiglione is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody knows. I mean, he's the voice of the Red Sox on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Right, of course. I mean, even I knew that. Thanks for telling me, Adele. Anyway, thanks, Jacob. Shabbat shalom, and we appreciate it. So we have a very special Shabbat this week, Ki Tisa, and also I'm not going to talk too much about Parah, but that's Rabbi Bernie, I think, might do that. Yes, might do that a little bit. Yeah, good. Okay, so I'll leave that alone. So I'm going to start off with a story that I know. Is Mona with us tonight? I hope Mona's with us tonight because Mona loves. Yeah, there she is. I see Mona. Mona. It's a Chalamite story. I know you know, this is the thing that makes you, this is why we live, right? For Chalamite stories, right? 11 men were walking to Chelm, and they found themselves clinging for their lives from a wildly swinging rope that was suspending them from a crumbling outcropping of Mount Chelm that had collapsed. 10 of these men were Chelamites, and one was from the next town. Seeing that the rope would not support the weight of all of the men, Gimple, the brain trust, that's right, Gimple, the brain trust, decided that one of them must volunteer to sacrifice his life by letting go of the rope. After an agonizing few moments had passed, no one volunteered. All of a sudden, the one who was not from Chelm delivered a very touching speech. He said he would sacrifice himself to save the lives of the others. At that moment, the Chelamites were so touched, they all applauded. Today, the Shabbat, we read the third special Torah reading before Pesach, and it isn't very pretty. In fact, it's very upsetting. What is it? It's how Bnei Yisrael committed the sin of building the Egel, the sin of building the golden calf. And how did this happen? The answer is actually quite simple. It was based on flawed logic and very bad mathematics. When things like this happen today, we blame it on the information technology folks who programmed their assumptions incorrectly into their computers. While they did not have computers, the results were the same. Moshe's return from Mount Sinai was miscalculated. Bnei Yisrael started counting the 40 days Moshe was to be up on the mountaintop, beginning about a half day earlier. This led them to underestimate the amount of time, and when Moshe did not appear, when they thought that he would, Bnei Yisrael concluded that Moshe had abandoned them. Being stuck in the wilderness without any leader who communicated with God and not knowing if they should go back to slavery or forward to something truly unknown, they decided to create their own God. To do this, Bnei Israel collected gold from everyone and melted it down to create the Egel, the golden calf. And they worshiped it to the point that they were hypnotized. When the time came for Moshe to return, as he did, right as he promised, the sight that he saw of Bnei Israel singing and dancing around this Egel enraged Moshe so much that he completely lost it and threw the newly created luchot, the tablets, to the ground. They smashed into dust. Still with his temper raging out of control, he called for Bnei Israel to rise and to bring judgment upon the grievous offenders. Who responded? Interesting, only the tribe of Levi responded. They did exactly what Moshe said. 3,000 of the people fell that day. Can you imagine that? It is horrible that the lives of 3,000 of Bnei Israel were taken because they sinned against God. Now, the thing is, though, if we consider the population of Bnei Israel was about 600,000 men over the age of 20, and since there were more women than men, there had to be no less than 600,000 women. That means there were at least 1.2 million adults. So if we consider 3,000 sinners out of a total population of 1.2 million, that means that 99.75% of the people did not sin. Why then is it considered the example of insurrection against God? We also know that not one of the women voluntarily gave their gold for this sin, as the Torah says that the men ripped the gold out of their ears. The sages teach that the sin of the Egel is such a shocking event in Jewish history because while only 3,000 acted with such public open acts of immorality and idol worship, other than the women, the men of Bnei Israel remained silent. The lesson for us today is simple. Edmund Burke, who was an Irish statesman and philosopher, taught in the 1700s, when he said, the only thing necessary for triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Obviously, he singled out men because he knew that when it came to women, this would never be the case. This is true even today. During the tumultuous times in which we live, there's so much tension in the air. People are known to act rudely. They become judgmental. We express racist comments and become vulgar, all usually highly uncharacteristic of them. Do the rest of us sit in silence and ignore this behavior, or do we speak up? Here's a true story. It's about a senior woman who was standing in the checkout line at the grocery store. In the line next to ours, there was a young man awaiting his turn to pay. His pants rode about 12 inches under his waist, clearly exposing his colorful boxer shorts. This senior woman walked over to him from behind, tucked in his shirt, pulled up his pants, and whispered something into his ear. I thought, oy vey, all hell was going to break loose. I was fully expecting this kid to scream at the woman at best, or, God forbid, stab her at the worst. So what happened? The young man turned, he smiled, and he thanked the woman. You know me. You know me. I can't help myself when I see things that I can't believe. So I was so amazed, I said to the woman, "Oh my God, what did you say to him?" And she answered, "I whispered in his ear, just make believe that I'm your grandmother." This is such a wonderful lesson. Our actions may or may not make a difference in the behavior of others, but at least we will be on the record as not allowing inappropriate behavior to rule the day. Let us not be a part of the silent majority, but rather stand tall amid the righteous Levites listed in our Torah. That is assuredly a step in the right direction in Tikkun Olam, in healing and repairing our world. An additional lesson, especially for men, especially men. Let you and I remember this life-saving advice that I'm about to give. Let us always think before we applaud. Shabbat Shalom. And with that, it's time for the Aleinu. As we turn to page 51, we'll ask you to please rise. And if you wish to join Rabbi Bernie, you may do so with your microphones unmuted. Rabbi?
Aleinu l'shamet l'adon hakol, l'tipidul aliyotze bereshit, shelo asanu kigrei haratzot, v'lahostamanu k'mitzvachat ha'adama, shelo samchotenu kahen, v'gohor aleinu k'chol hamonam. ואנחנו כנובים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ארונות השמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו וגם הם מרומים הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו אמת מלכנו אפס סולתו ככתוב בתורתו ידעת היום בהשבתה על לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד אין עוד ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
And with that, we'll ask everyone to please mute your microphones at this time as we lovingly recall the yard sites for this upcoming week. As we remember Edward Goldberg, Augusta Levine, Marilyn Paul, Elaine Schwartz, Joseph Tarnor, Harry Schultz, Francis Sternberg, Mildred Soloway, Dr. Conrad Lettner, Gertrude Parad, Doris Waxman, Sally Cohen, Robert Deshoff, Robert Bob Klein, Francis Scher, Samuel Siegel, Joseph Danziker, and Craig Stephen Green. Are there any yard sites that have not been announced?
Lillian Scharf.
And now if you're saying Kaddish for a loved one,
What happened to Minnie Diamond?
is Minnie Diamond missing? If Minnie Diamond is missing, we will add that to the list. Minnie Diamond. And are there any other yard sites that may be missing? Again, remember, we will like to ask people to please check the list every week in the e-blast. If there's a name missing, call Beth in the office on Thursday when it comes out. For those of you saying Kaddish for a loved one, now would be the time to say the name.
Janet Kaufman.
Mordechai Ben Esther.
Sally Cohen.
Minnie Diamond.
Sylvia Toby.
And may the faith that binds us to our loved ones be a continuing source of comfort as we now invite those mourning and observing a yard site to rise and to praise God's name with the words of the Kaddish together. Yit Gadal, B'Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'Alma, B'Yivrach Hirutei, B'Yamlich Malchutei, B'Chayechon, Uvyomechon, Ub'Chayei, Dechal Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Ubizman, Kari, V'Yemru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach, La'olam, Ulomei, Olmaya, Yitbarach, V'Yishtabach, V'Yipa'ar, V'Yitromam, V'Yitnaseh, V'Yithadar, V'Yit'aleh, V'Yithalal, Shemei Dekudesha, Barichu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbachata v'nechamata, Da'amiran B'Alma V'Yamru, Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba min Shemaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru,
Amen.
Amen. And now we'll ask everybody to please mute as we turn things over to Adele Labarsky, our president, for tonight's announcements. Adele?
Shabbat Shalom and Yesha Koach, Rabbi Bernie and Rabbi Perlman, and of course, Jacob. I just want to remind everyone services tomorrow morning are at 9:30. Havdalah tomorrow evening is at 6:25. Services Sunday through Thursday are at 7 o'clock. Lunch bunch this week is on Tuesday at noontime. Upcoming events, Sisterhood is having a Passover trivia night. If you are interested, I believe it's on the 17th of March. That's evacuation day for those of you from Suffolk County. And so I invite you to get in touch with Elisa Zimmerman if you're interested in that. Also, Men's Club Shabbat is next weekend. We're all looking forward to that. Passover is coming. We will have 2 remote virtual seders. The first one will be with Rabbi Bernie and Rabbi Perlman, and the second one will be with Rabbi Perlman and his brothers. We'll have services, obviously on Shabbat, and then that Sunday, which is the first day of Passover, March 28th, and the second day of Passover, March 29th, we will have services. We also have, if you're interested, you can order dinners. You can order dinners from Levine's. Just call the temple office and pick them up at Levine's on Thursday the 25th or Friday the 26th. Also, if you know of anybody who is having some difficulty getting food for Passover or financial problems, please let the rabbi know, and he has some sources to help you. So I want to read something to you that I saw in the Boston Globe last Sunday. It's by Yvonne Abraham, and she writes a column in the Globe every Sunday. I actually met her. She came to our school one time, and she's a lovely woman. Our losses have been as unimaginable as they were avoidable. It will have cost us too much, but we're going to come out of this. Not as who we were a year ago. That will never be. But maybe that's as it should be. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, great news. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, with that, we're going to conclude with the Yigdal. And Rabbi Bernie's going to take us out tonight. Rabbi?
Absolutely. Yigdal Elohim Chai v'yesh tabach nimtza v'yenei dal metziuto echad v'yen yachid ki yichudo nelam b'gam ein sof liyachduto ein lo demut haguf v'yen no guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon l'chol davar asher nira Rishon v'yein reshit l'reshito hino adon olam b'chol notzar yoreh gedulato malchuto shefar nevuato nitano elan ches v'gulato v'tifato lo kam v'Yisrael kemo she'od navi umabit et emunato Torah temet natan li'amoel al yad neviyo neman beito lo yachali po'el ve'lo yamidato li'olamim lezulato sofer v'yodeya zitarenu mabit l'sof davar b'kadmato komer le'ish chesed kimifalo Noten l'Rasha ra kirishato Yishlach l'keti amin mishichenu Liftod mechake kech Yeshuato Meitim Yechayel b'rov chasto Baruch adei ad shem tehilato Meitim Yechayel b'rov chasto Baruch adei ad Shem tehilato.
And with that, we're going to take it out tonight with a toast to our teachers. The teachers deserve some recognition this week because they're all going to be getting a shot in the arm. So for them, to them, and to everybody's health, really, to everybody's health. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol lihiyeh bivaro. L'chaim tovim ol shalom. L'chaim tovim ol shalom. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim tovim ol shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.